We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today... EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here. Between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. First play from scrimmage. Here's Murray. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos will take over here just shy of the 30.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Trying to find Greg Dulcich there. And that'll bring up second down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50. The Broncos 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
On second down, Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. And now a decision here on the opening drive. 4th and very short, this part of the field. What do you think they do, CD?
I think you go for it. I think there's a lot of game left to be played. I like the advantage that they're trying to create here early. I say be aggressive and try and get it done.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. That's taken in by Dulcich. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game planned for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game planned for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
He'll get it inside the 20, and he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I notice his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Murray. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 40. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Yardage here. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. There's Murray. Touchdown! Devontae Adams with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Raiders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Williams. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he will have the Broncos first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Let's go! Now a 1st first down carry. It's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua's going to be taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability and a sack.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
After the turnover, here's Murray. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Murray now on first down. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived, as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Tua. And his throw is incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. Caught left side, Williams. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now, their last 2 drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more vertical confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. On 2nd and 2, Murray. He hits Adams, complete. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns. Carlson down to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
To a hit, and the ball is out.
But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And some room to maneuver. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, and needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down. And they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down. But guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put him behind the 8 ball.
But he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half. Sacks a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Tua. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. The coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rocky Sin.
Well, you think about it, though, that interception, great for his stats, but bad for field position. It was 4th down.
Yeah, terrific observation. If there is going to be a silver lining, and this is what he'll plead when it comes time to watch it again, hey, it was just like a punt, right? So we end up taking possession of the ball. But you're exactly right about it. Should have slapped it down. Field position would be better for his offense. But how many times do you get a chance to make an interception that you turn it down? That's when your instinct kicks in and you take the football. In this case, a better decision would have been to knock the ball down.
It's caught inside the 25. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Waste of time.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Murray going to throw. going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Brandon Ayuk in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Ready.
Tua, the final shot before half. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They look up at the scoreboard, facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That's a nice play there.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Tua on 4th down. That's Tua's running back, complete. And he is going to have a Broncos first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. They go back to the ground with Williams. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd and 9, Tua. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to have it here just past the... The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Murray now. Looking deep for Adams. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Broncos will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Raiders are going to take over here up near the 40.
It certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball. Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety and being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Blocked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position.
So 1st and 10. If they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Murray now to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Murray. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, it's Murray. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Raiders up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film section in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys already start to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw.
Got his man, it's Dulcich. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop it for an 8-yard loss.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 33. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it then. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right? The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Quick hitter here, it's complete. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw taken in by Sutton.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's a run for Williams.
That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 83 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Tua now on 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Tua to try again on 2nd down.
That's taken in by Dulcich.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex it.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Hey, hold on. Plus.
They'll try to run this one in. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
They'll try to run this one in. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Omaha.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here we go on 4th down. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And now here is another interception. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
It's Williams on the catch. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Tua. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know what do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Tua's throw caught here by Dulcich. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd and inches.
Tua.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Been looking his way all game. Dulcich, another catch.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Tua sets up to pass it. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. One final try for Tagovailoa. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago. And you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Las Vegas, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs.